Hulk Hogan, born Terry Bollea on August 11, 1953 in Augusta, Georgia, would grow into one of the most recognizable figures in sports entertainment history. The youngest son of Pietro Bollea, a construction worker, and Ruth Bollea, a homemaker, Terry moved with his family to Tampa, Florida at a young age. Growing up, Hogan was fascinated by baseball and dreamed of becoming a professional player. His imposing size and athletic build gave him an advantage, but injuries eventually ended his baseball aspirations. Shifting gears, young Terry found solace in music. He played bass guitar for a local rock band called Ruckus, which gained a loyal following in Florida. It was during his music career that fate intervened. Wrestling fans who came to see him play noticed his massive frame and suggested he try professional wrestling. Soon after, Hogan began training under Hiro Matsuda, a legendary Japanese wrestler. Matsuda tested Hogan's toughness by breaking his leg on the first day of training, a harsh initiation. Instead of quitting, Hogan returned after recovering, determined to prove himself.
Hogan began wrestling in small regional promotions during the late 1970s. Standing at nearly 6 feet 7 inches and weighing over 300 pounds, he immediately stood out. His early career saw him perform under various names, including the Super Destroyer and Sterling Golden. By 1979, he caught the attention of the World Wrestling Federation, WWF, now WWE. Run by Vince McMahon Sr. Hogan made his WWF debut, and soon after, his charisma began winning over fans. However, his true breakout moment came not inside the ring, but on the big screen. In 1982, Hogan appeared in Rocky III as the flamboyant wrestler Thunderlips, facing Sylvester Stallone's Rocky Balboa in a charity fight. The role introduced him to millions worldwide and showed that he had star power beyond wrestling. The early 1980s marked a revolution in wrestling. Vince McMahon Jr., who took over WWF from his father, envisioned turning wrestling into a global spectacle. He needed a hero, a larger-than-life figure to represent the brand. That hero was Hulk Hogan. By late 1983, Hogan returned to WWF, now with a new persona, Hulk Hogan, the all-American superhero. With his iconic yellow and red gear, handlebar mustache, and ripped physique, Hogan was marketed as the ultimate good guy. He told kids to train, say your prayers, and eat your vitamins. In January 1984, Hogan defeated the Iron Sheik to win his first WWF championship. This victory launched the era of Hulkamania, a cultural phenomenon that swept across America. Fans packed arenas to see him, and his matches became major events. Hogan headlined the very first WrestleMania in 1985, teaming with Mr. T to defeat Roddy Piper and Paul Orndorff. The event was a massive success, blending wrestling with celebrity culture and putting WWF on the map. Throughout the 1980s, Hogan became the face of wrestling. He battled villains like Andre the Giant, King Kong Bundy, and Randy Macho Man Savage. His match against Andre the Giant at WrestleMania 3 in 1987, where Hogan body-slammed the 520-pound Andre, is one of the most iconic moments in wrestling history. Outside the ring, Hogan appeared in cartoons, Hulk Hogan's Rock and Wrestling, movies, and commercials. He became more than a wrestler. He was a pop culture icon. By the early 1990s, the wrestling landscape began to change. New stars like The Undertaker, Bret Hart, and Shawn Michaels started gaining attention, and Hogan's popularity declined slightly. In 1994, Hogan made a shocking move by joining World Championship Wrestling, WCW, WWF's biggest rival. Initially, he continued as the heroic red and yellow Hulk Hogan, but by 1996 fans were growing tired of the same act. Then came one of the most shocking moments in wrestling history. At Bash at the Beach 1996, Hogan betrayed his fans and turned heel, forming the New World Order, NWO, with Scott Hall and Kevin Nash. This move reinvented his career. As Hollywood Hogan, dressed in black and white, he became the arrogant villain fans loved to hate. The NWO storyline dominated wrestling and helped WCW surpass WWF in ratings during the Monday Night Wars. When WCW collapsed in 2001, Hogan eventually returned to WWE in 2002. At WrestleMania X8, he faced The Rock in a match that became a legendary moment of wrestling history. Although Hogan was the villain, fans cheered him loudly, proving the lasting power of Hulkamania. He continued to wrestle part-time through the 2000s, winning the WWE Undisputed Championship in 2002 and later being inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame in 2005. Outside wrestling, Hogan ventured into movies, Suburban Commando, Mr. Nanny, television, and reality shows. His VH1 reality series, Hogan Knows Best, aired in the mid-2000s and followed his family life with wife Linda, daughter Brooke, and son Nick. However, Hogan's personal life was often turbulent. His marriage ended in divorce. His son Nick was involved in a serious car accident, and Hogan himself faced financial troubles. In the 2010s, he became embroiled in a scandal when private recordings of him using racial slurs surfaced. WWE terminated his contract in 2015, removing him from their Hall of Fame website. After years of public apology, Hogan was reinstated in 2018, though the incident remains a stain on his legacy. Hogan also dealt with numerous health issues due to decades of wrestling, undergoing multiple back surgeries. Despite physical setbacks, he continues to make occasional appearances in WWE and fan conventions. Love him or hate him, Hulk Hogan's impact on professional wrestling is undeniable. He transformed the industry from a regional attraction into a global entertainment empire. Without Hogan, there likely would not have been the WWE we know today. He sold out arenas, headlined multiple WrestleManias, and inspired a generation of fans to believe in the power of Hulkamania. His charisma, crossover appeal, and business influence paved the way for future stars like The Rock, John Cena, and even modern crossover icons. Even with controversies and personal struggles, Hogan remains one of the most recognized names in wrestling. His life reflects both the heights of fame and the costs that come with it. Hulk Hogan, the wrestling icon born Terry Bollea, died on July 24, 2025, at age 71 after collapsing at his Clearwater, Florida home during physical therapy. Paramedics arrived within minutes and attempted CPR for over 30 minutes before he was taken to Morton Plant Hospital, where he was pronounced dead, with the medical examiner confirming the cause as an acute myocardial infarction, heart attack, worsened by his long battle with atrial fibrillation and a previously undisclosed diagnosis of chronic lymphocytic leukemia. His sudden passing shocked the world, drawing tributes from Vince McMahon, Ric Flair, John Cena, The Rock, and countless fans, while his daughter Brooke Hogan raised questions about the circumstances and lack of an autopsy, adding controversy to the mourning of a man remembered as one of wrestling's greatest legends. From a boy in Tampa, dreaming of baseball, to the immortal icon of professional wrestling, Hulk Hogan's story is larger than life. He rose to the top of pop culture, redefined sports entertainment, and lived through the highs and lows of global fame. Whether remembered as the all-American hero in yellow and red or the villainous Hollywood Hogan in black and white, his influence will forever run wild in the history of wrestling.